Are you prepared to face the unexpected? Welcome to our video, Bug In or Bug Out. Real-world scenarios you need to plan for. When disaster strikes, knowing whether to stay put or leave your home could make all the difference. This critical decision will depend on a variety of factors, including the type of emergency, your location, and your level of preparedness. In this video, we'll walk you through real-world scenarios to help you determine whether bugging in or bugging out is the right choice for you. From natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires to more complex challenges like pandemics and civil unrest, we'll explore the steps you need to take to protect yourself and your loved ones. We'll also discuss essential gear, planning tips, and strategies to ensure you're ready no matter what challenges come your way. If you want to stay ahead in your emergency planning and feel confident in making life-saving decisions during a crisis, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. Your safety is our priority, so let's get prepared together. The myth of a perfect answer to bug in or bug out. When it comes to survival planning, one of the most debated questions is whether to bug in, stay where you are, or bug out, evacuate. People love to cling to the fantasy that there's a clear-cut answer, but the truth is far more complicated and often uncomfortable. Forget those prepper debates about the perfect response. The biggest myth is that a universal right answer exists. It doesn't. The reality is, no one can plan for every scenario with absolute certainty. Real-life emergencies are messy, dynamic, and often defy expectations. What seems like the obvious choice in one situation could be a suicidal mistake in another. Consider a hurricane. If you live in a flood zone, bugging out seems like a no-brainer, right? But what if evacuation routes are gridlocked, turning highways into parking lots? Or what if you underestimate the scope of the storm and leave for an area that gets hit harder? Staying put then might actually save your life. Rigid planning fails because it ignores the unpredictable nature of disasters. You can't just follow some cookie-cutter plan or set of rules like always leave after X number of hours without power. Blackouts caused by weather might be tolerable if your area is calm and your supplies are stocked, but civil unrest during the same blackout could flip the script, creating a highly dangerous environment where staying in your home is no longer viable. Location, timing, resources, and even the behavior of your neighbors all play into a decision that can change by the hour. Another reason a perfect answer is a myth? Your ability to execute the choice matters. Sure, bugging out sounds easy when you're watching survival YouTube videos in your living room. But in reality, roads could be impassable. Your vehicle could break down, or you might not even make it out of your neighborhood. On the flip side, bugging in only works if your defenses, provisions, and health hold up. What happens when water supplies run out or a fire engulfs your safe home? Every option has risks. Instead of chasing after a perfect answer, focus on adaptability. Know your region, understand potential threats, and prepare for both scenarios. The truth is, survival isn't about making the right choice ahead of time. It's about staying flexible and making the least wrong choice when it matters most. Building a flexible plan. Survival isn't about rigid decisions. It's about making smart, calculated moves in real time. Bug in or bug out isn't a simple yes or no question. Your answer depends on how well you've mapped out potential scenarios and your ability to stay flexible when things inevitably go sideways. A solid plan takes real effort, but it could save your life. Matrix of conditions. Forget binary thinking. What you need is a mental map of triggers to guide your actions. Think about key conditions like contaminated water supplies, sustained violence in your area, or infrastructure collapses. Each one should act as a signpost that tells you when to leave or stay. For example, if the water supply is compromised for more than a few days and you don't have purification backups, it's probably time to go. If violence is climbing and there's no sign of help, why would you wait? Don't rely on a single if this then that formula. Layer your understanding of events. Combine multiple triggers, cross-check them, and constantly monitor changes. This adaptability helps you avoid rash decisions. Personal factors. It's not just the outside world you need to consider. Your own circumstances are equally important. Can your body handle hiking with gear and getting to a safe location? Are you skilled enough to survive alone in a bug-out scenario? If you have small kids, elderly relatives, or people with special needs in your circle, your choices are more complicated. Work around these personal factors in your planning. For instance, if you're bugging in, stock up on what your family actually needs, not what looks cool at the store. If bugging out is inevitable, pick routes and destinations that match your group's physical capabilities. Don't fantasize about a wilderness escape if half your crew can't walk a mile. Adaptability. This is the most important piece of the puzzle. Any plan you make today could be useless tomorrow. Circumstances change, so should your response. Maybe bugging in seems like a good move now, but if the situation escalates, you need to get out without hesitation. Layer your plan so you're ready to pivot when conditions shift. Have backups to your backups. Bottom line, survival is messy and unpredictable. Build a plan that works with you, not one that boxes you in. Think ahead, stay alert, and be ready to adapt at any moment. That's how you survive real-world scenarios. Emotional challenges. Deciding whether to bug in or bug out is not just a matter of preparation or logistics. It throws you into a whirlwind of emotional turmoil. When stress levels spike, rational decision-making often plummets. This is the harsh reality of survival scenarios. And it's not just about having enough supplies. It's about controlling your mental state amidst chaos. Stress and overwhelm. The gravity of deciding to leave your home or stay put comes with enormous stress. This isn't a movie. Your choices have real-world consequences. Stress can cloud your judgment, making it nearly impossible to weigh the risks properly. Are you overreacting to a potential threat? Or are you in denial about the actual danger? Both extremes are common under overwhelming pressure. Paralysis by fear. Fear doesn't just motivate, it can paralyze. Many people freeze up when forced to make the call to pack up and leave, even as danger approaches. This hesitation could cost you your life. On the flip side, fear can also push you into irrational actions, like evacuating too early or without adequate preparation, leaving you vulnerable and exposed. Family dynamics under stress. Everyone in your home will feel the tension. Arguments and disagreements are almost guaranteed as stress amplifies emotions. What do you do when one person insists on leaving while another wants to stay? Kids may panic, elderly family members may struggle with the disruption, and clear communication might break down completely. Without solid pre-crisis discussions, your group may implode at the worst possible moment. The weight of responsibility. If you're the primary decision maker, the pressure of responsibility is crushing. Knowing that the safety of others depends on your choices adds another layer of emotional strain. What if you make the wrong decision? Guilt and second-guessing will creep in even if you've prepared thoroughly. Adaptation fatigue. Bugging out or hunkering down requires constant adjustments. Sudden changes in plans, evolving threats, or supply shortages mean you'll need to be mentally flexible. But everyone has their breaking point. The ongoing stress of adapting can wear you down, leaving you physically and emotionally drained. Exactly what you can't afford in a survival scenario. Survival isn't just physical, it's emotional. Planning for these challenges is just as crucial as stockpiling gear. If you're not mentally prepared to handle the emotional strain of a bug-out or bug-in situation, no amount of home security systems or go-bags will save you. Bugging in, pros and cons. Bugging in means staying put in your home during a disaster. It's a solid option for some scenarios, but it's not without risks. If you choose to hunker down, you need to weigh the advantages against the challenges and take clear steps to protect yourself. This isn't just about sitting back and waiting for the chaos to blow over. It's about using your home as a fortress while staying smart, prepared, and aware of the situation outside your door. Advantages of bugging in. The biggest advantage of bugging in is access to your stockpiles. If you've done your prep work, your home should be loaded with food, water, medical supplies, and everything else you need to ride out a disaster. You won't be scrambling in the middle of an emergency, trying to figure out where to find clean drinking water or how to treat a cut. It's already there, ready and waiting. This can make a world of difference when resources are scarce and everyone else is in panic mode. Another perk? You already know your environment. It's your home turf. You know where everything is, where to hide, and how to move around in the dark. Even bulky resources like large water barrels or sizable food containers can be stored and accessed easily. This type of setup would be impossible or impractical if you were out on the road in a bug-out situation. Bugging in also means avoiding the immediate stress and physical toll of traveling, especially if roads are blocked or dangerous. Finally, staying in your home provides a sense of stability. Familiar surroundings can help keep you and your family grounded in a chaotic time. For families with children, the elderly, or individuals with disabilities, bugging in might be the only realistic option due to their specific needs. Challenges of bugging in. While bugging in has plenty of upsides, it comes with serious risks. Vulnerability to environmental threats is one of the biggest concerns. If your area is prone to floods, earthquakes, fires, or hurricanes, staying home can be outright dangerous. Your house, no matter how well prepared, might not be able to protect you from Mother Nature if she's throwing everything she's got your way. Then there's the human element. During extended disasters, desperation sets in. Looters and opportunistic neighbors can become a threat if they suspect you've got a stash of food or supplies. The very fact that you're staying in one place can make you a sitting target. If your security measures aren't up to the task, getting robbed, or worse, becomes a very real possibility. Concealment is another major challenge. If people think you're better off than they are, they'll come sniffing around looking for handouts or a way to take what they want. You'll need to hide your stockpile effectively. That might mean creating decoy stashes for opportunists to find or making it look like you're just as bad off as everyone else. Defensive measures. If bugging in is your plan, you must be proactive about securing your home. Start with the basics. Reinforce windows and doors. Add security film to windows to prevent shattering, use longer screws in door hinges, and install metal bars where possible. These upgrades turn entry points into a challenge for unwanted visitors. Visibility and noise are also major concerns. Covering your windows with blackout curtains keeps light from escaping, which can signal to outsiders that you have power or supplies. If you're running a generator, muffling the sound is vital. The hum of a generator in a quiet, grid-down neighborhood is like ringing a dinner bell for desperate people. Be as low profile as possible. The less people know about what you have, the safer you'll be. Finally, consider working with trusted neighbors. You're stronger when you have people to watch your back. Coordinating with neighbors for mutual defense can create an added layer of security. But don't trust just anyone. Make sure they're reliable and have something to contribute. Remember, coordination works both ways, so be ready to help out in turn. The importance of situational awareness. Bugging in isn't a set-it-and-forget-it strategy. Situational awareness is crucial. Monitor the state of your neighborhood and the wider situation. Keep tabs on local emergency services, have a functioning radio for updates, and watch for signs that things are escalating. If conditions deteriorate to the point where staying is no longer safe, you need to be ready to switch gears fast. Some disasters can overwhelm even the best prepared homes, and sticking with a failing plan can be deadly. Have a secondary plan in place in case bugging in stops being viable. This means keeping bug-out bags ready and scouting potential safe locations ahead of time. If an evacuation order comes through or your defenses are compromised, you'll need to move. Bug in, but don't box yourself in. Bugging out. Pros and cons. Bugging out means leaving your home when staying put is no longer safe. It might sound dramatic, but sometimes walking away is your only option. Whether it's a wildfire barreling toward your home, floodwaters rising, or violence knocking on your door, bugging out can mean the difference between life and death. It's not an easy choice, and it comes with challenges. But when the situation demands it, you better be prepared to move. Advantages of bugging out. The number one advantage of bugging out is the ability to escape immediate danger. If your home is threatened by fire, flooding, or any disaster that makes staying there a death trap, leaving is a no-brainer. The same goes for escalating violence. Sticking around to see how bad things get is a gamble you don't want to take. Bugging out gives you the chance to get away from the chaos and put distance between yourself and the threat. Another benefit is the opportunity to relocate to a safer place. You might have a predetermined bug-out location, like a family cabin, a friend's house, or even just a less affected area. Bugging out ensures you have options if your home becomes unlivable. If you've done your prep work, bugging out can take you from a hot spot of destruction to a safe zone where you can regroup, recover, and plan your next moves. Bugging out also means you're not tied to what could quickly become a disaster zone. When utilities go down, supply chains collapse, and neighbors grow desperate, staying put could expose you to all kinds of secondary threats. Bugging out gives you the freedom to sidestep these spiraling issues before they get out of control. Challenges of bugging out. Bugging out isn't a free pass to safety. For starters, you're limited to what you can carry. Your bug-out bag needs to include essentials like water, food, and medical supplies, but there's only so much room. Forget about bringing comfort items or luxuries. Everything in your pack has to count, and even then, those supplies won't last forever. You'll eventually need to resupply, which could be risky, depending on the situation around you. Then there's the reality of getting from point A to point B. Evacuation routes are often clogged with traffic, filled with other people who waited too long to leave and are now scrambling to get out. Roadblocks, accidents, or even criminal activity can make travel dangerous or impossible. Every hour you spend stuck on the road in a chaotic situation increases your vulnerability to theft, violence, or plain old exhaustion. Finally, timing your departure is a huge challenge. Leave too late, and you'll hit a wall of resistance with every other panicked evacuee. But leave too early, and you might find yourself sitting in a safe spot that isn't even safe yet or wasting resources unnecessarily. Fine-tuning that timing isn't easy, but it's absolutely critical. Preparation tips. Here's a blunt truth about bugging out. Preparation makes or breaks your success. Start with a quality bug-out bag. You need lightweight but durable essentials. Think water filters, high-calorie food rations, shelter options like a compact tent or tarp, basic medical supplies, and tools for fire starting. This isn't about looking cool with fancy gear. It's about having what you need to survive. If you can, pre-position supplies at alternate locations. Maybe that's a friend's house, a discreet storage unit, or a remote cabin. Having some extra gear and resources waiting for you can take a lot of stress off your back and lighten the load you carry. Next, find and scout alternative routes. Don't just rely on Google Maps or main highways. Back roads and lesser-used paths could save you when everyone else clogs the obvious routes. Take the time now to drive or walk those paths so you know what to expect. Print maps in case GPS goes down. Timing matters too. Watch the situation carefully. Is it escalating? Are evacuation orders being issued? Or do you see warning signs before the authorities make a move? Sometimes leaving earlier than others can be a smart call, but don't jump the gun unless you have a solid reason. Flexibility is key. Even with the best planning, things will go wrong. Maybe your route becomes impassable, your bug-out location gets compromised, or supplies run low quicker than expected. Bugging out requires adaptability. Have a plan B, C, and D. Staying mentally and emotionally flexible can help you make quick, smart decisions when the unexpected happens. At the same time, don't go into a lone wolf mindset unless you absolutely have to. If you've got family, friends, or a group you trust, work together. The people you bug out with can make the experience safer and less overwhelming. Just ensure everyone's on the same page ahead of time. Chaos isn't the moment to hash out disagreements. Bottom line, bugging out isn't for the faint of heart, but it can be a life-saving necessity when staying home is no longer an option. The ability to escape imminent threats and reach safety is a huge advantage, but it comes at the cost of limited resources and a dangerous trip. Preparation is everything. Pack smart, scout routes, and plan your timing carefully. Stay flexible and aware. And remember, this isn't about living out some Hollywood survival fantasy. Bugging out is about survival, plain and simple. Make every decision with that in mind, and your chances of coming out alive increase dramatically. Movement challenges. When disaster strikes, movement becomes one of the most critical and challenging aspects of your survival plan, whether you decide to bug in or bug out. Each decision comes with its own set of obstacles that can turn life-threatening fast if you're not prepared. For those bugging out by road, expect things to go wrong. Roads won't be clear. Congestion from fellow evacuees or overturned vehicles can create gridlock. And in some scenarios, criminal elements may use the chaos for ambushes or roadblocks. GPS might be unreliable due to outages, leaving you reliant on your pre-studied maps. Vehicles, while fast, are not invincible. Running out of gas is a real risk if you're caught unprepared, so carry extra fuel and stick to routes you've scouted as safe. If moving on foot or by bike, you sacrifice speed and the ability to carry substantial gear for stealth and adaptability. These options can get you through areas impassable by vehicle, but they limit your supplies. Worse yet, traveling unnoticed can be tricky. Open roads leave you vulnerable to hostile attention. Stick to wooded trails, back alleys, and side streets when possible, but balance stealth with efficiency. Getting stuck in unfamiliar terrain is just as bad as being spotted. Those bugging and face movement challenges too. Without a solid plan to secure entry and exit points, you could find yourself trapped if the situation escalates. Supplies may also need replenishing, forcing you to venture out eventually, where the dangers outlined above await. Preparation for these challenges can save your life. Scoping routes, knowing your vehicle's limits, and adjusting for potential foot travel are non-negotiable tasks. Movement isn't just about getting from point A to B. It's about surviving the trip, no matter where you're headed. Fortifying your home. When it comes to deciding whether to bug in or bug out, fortifying your home is a critical aspect of surviving real-world scenarios. If you're staying put, your home needs to be a fortress capable of withstanding threats, both human and environmental. The first focus should always be on physical defenses. Every entry point, doors, windows, and even ventilation points must be reinforced. Install security film on windows to prevent easy shattering. Use long screws in door frames to withstand forced entry, and consider adding metal bars on vulnerable ground-level windows. Concealment is equally essential. Drawing attention to your home is the quickest way to invite problems. Keep lights minimal and covered at night, reduce noise levels, and avoid cooking outdoors if possible to hide smells. Anything that signals you're better prepared than others becomes a liability. A house that looks dark, quiet, and unoccupied will be a far less tempting target. On the flip side, having decoy stashes in obvious areas can help divert potential looters from more critical supplies elsewhere in the house. Another layer of defense is forming alliances with your neighbors. Community coordination can be the difference between surviving or being overrun. Share basic tasks like gathering intelligence, scouting areas, and organizing watch rotations. Trust is key within this group, but you still need to remain cautious. Never disclose the full extent of your resources. People can turn desperate under pressure. Your home must be your stronghold, and every decision you make should reflect that. The goal is simple. Make your home harder to break into than someone else's. If you're not prepared to defend it effectively, bugging in may not even be a viable option. Fortifying your home isn't just a plan, it's a necessity if staying put is part of your survival strategy. The importance of a flexible mindset. A flexible mindset is crucial when deciding whether to bug in or bug out during a crisis. No matter how much you've prepared, sticking rigidly to a plan can cost you everything. Emergencies don't care about your plans, they evolve unpredictably. Your ability to read the situation, reassess the facts, and act decisively will keep you alive. When choosing to stay, bug in, or leave, bug out, you need to evaluate the situation in real time. Are there environmental hazards making your location unsafe, like floods, wildfires, or crime levels increasing to the point of no return? If you cling too tightly to the idea that staying put is always safer, you're taking a gamble with your life. On the flip side, bugging out without clear planning can leave you stranded in even worse conditions. Stop, think, and adapt, all while staying ahead of danger. Testing your plans through micro-drills will expose gaps you didn't even realize existed. Do you know how long your supplies will actually last? Have you tried covering rough terrain with the bug-out bag you think is perfect? Fail during practice rather than in the heat of a real emergency. Practical experience reveals flaws and forces you to adapt before it's life or death. Finally, leave your ego at the door. A flexible mindset requires humility. Admit when you've made a bad call. Whether it's staying too long in an unsafe location or choosing the wrong bug-out route, doubling down on mistakes will sink you faster than the crisis itself. Pivoting isn't weakness, it's survival. The bottom line? Flexibility is non-negotiable. Planning is essential, but adaptability is what turns a plan into something that actually works in the unpredictable chaos of real-world scenarios.